Hello, we are live. Welcome to BCFC Fanzine TV.
We
have
won at Norwich. We won at Norwich. I don't believe it.
24 years and the streak is over. We have beat Norwich away from home for the first time since March 2002.
It's obvious. It's obvious now that we're getting promoted. You win away at Norwich, promoted. It's obvious.
These are the signs. And if we get into the playoffs, and we sneak in like we did last time, I think the signs are there. We'll start off with the league table though, because that puts us in 7th position. Won 13, drawn 10, lost 10. Goal difference of +5. Things are starting to really look up. If you look at the results in and around us today, Watford did get a good result, but Preston are sort of dropping away. Southampton, they were okay. Bristol City lost. Derby lost. Obviously, Watford beat Derby. So it was just Wrexham. Wrexham beat Ipswich, who have a very much a superior goal difference to everyone else in that area, Ipswich. But I think realistically, and this point was made by someone in the Warwick OSC group, we should be looking at Hull and we should be looking at Ipswich.
Well, I was going to actually just say this completely after you anyway, because obviously with Hull and Ipswich still to play, with it only being 5 points, I mean, I know they have games in hand. With it only being 5 points, it doesn't become an unrealistic target for us. And I think you're right. You shouldn't really be looking at just 6, because we're not going to be the only ones that are going to have a good run if we carry on this run that we're going. And
agreed.
Now that all the games are level on 33, well, anyone that's looking at 6th place all the way down to 12th, that gives us a good gauge of where we are. Our goal difference is no better or no worse than anybody else's. I mean, 2 goals is nothing. A 2-goal swing is nothing. So really, that point becomes completely valuable. And then when you look at the fixture list, we have to play every single one of them teams apart from Watford and Southampton.
Yeah. And realistically, we've got a chance,
At this point, there's only us and Wrexham that can genuinely say that the whole thing is in our own hands now. Because if we do beat Wrexham, and then obviously better or equal or better their results at any point, then the place is ours. So it's all good news. It's all gravy, as they say.
It is, and honestly, it's just nice and refreshing. Obviously, we could talk about the game because it was very chalk and cheese today. That second half felt like the longest 45 minutes plus. It was 51, wasn't it, with the extra 6 minutes? It felt like I was watching all of the Lord of the Rings trilogy back to back to back, and genuinely I was like, this feels like it felt like a typical Blues moment was coming, but actually we saw the game out, which is
let's just do the first half first, because that first 25 minutes was exactly what we've been crying out for. Not just the pace of the start, but it was the quality that went with it. Like that first 25 minutes, we genuinely looked like we could score every time we went forward.
Agreed.
I mean, the press was fantastic. The quality of cross was fantastic. I mean, that was throughout the first half, actually. I mean, we could have easily been 4-0 up, easily. Norwich we just blew them away. We absolutely blew them away in that first half. And I thought Priska was just brilliant.
There's signs there, isn't there?
Again, he showed us that anything that's in the box, he's there. He's not just there as in there. He's there. He's right there. You know what I mean? He's just waiting for that one. I mean, I bet he couldn't see in the goal to save that one.
I think it was the first or second minute. The ball went through. He flicked it on straight onto Vicente. To be fair to him, it just skipped away on the surface, and he managed to get a shot away. But I mean, we got off to a cracking start, like you said. 2 really well-crafted goals. First one, obviously, a bit of individual brilliance from Vicente. Just basically left the Norwich player for dead, and then slotted it under the keeper. Second goal, again, lovely bit of move. Priska just getting his head up, watching across the box, and Dutch was just there just to put the ball in the net.
Even before those moments of Vicente getting away and everything else, but Asai Samuel's involvement in both of them
Yeah,
was excellent because I mean personally I thought he had his best game in a bit for us today.
I
I mean,
agree.
I know there's a couple
I
of
agree.
beats in the second half, but we'll come on to that. But personally, I thought he was his best. He was energetic. He
Yeah.
was good in the one-on-ones. His distribution was fantastic. He got forward. He looked to take people on. His passing was nice and slick and everything else. I just thought it's a kind of shame. You look at him and today's performance and the last couple. I know you didn't think he had a great one against West Brom, but I disagreed.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's now up to
it would have been nice if we'd have had that player all season.
Yeah.
But if things might look a little bit,
I'm going to be honest. With the sort of before you carry on with the Sai Samuel, I was saying that he was getting bullied against West Brom, and that's because I was watching probably him a little bit more intently, but just because of where I was kind of sat at the time, he just happened to be in my eye line, and every time we went to the ball, this is the player we signed and expected. He looks now like he's finally up to the pace of the Championship again, and it was just really good to see. Yes, okay, he ran out of steam again, but again, he played every game for Nigeria in the AFCON. So again, he's like Kai Wagner, who again had a solid game. They're playing a lot of games, and we've got this is the 13 games now until the end of the season, and I genuinely think that the first half. We did let Norwich get back into it towards the end of the first half, and I sort of saw that coming into the second half. But I think we saw it out well. I thought we were solid. Panzo and Clara again look like they've played together for a long time, and I just think the first half was really good. The second half.
Hang on, I haven't finished on the first half yet. Like you said there, you said before that we have a lull. Which always tends to come when we're leading in games, and it's something that I've paid attention to after you said it. I didn't mind the way that we finished off the first half so much because I didn't although Norwich they had a bit more than what I didn't feel that they caused us any real problems.
Yeah.
So I thought it was okay because even up until the end of the half, it still looked like that when we did play a ball forward, we were looking to get into goal scoring positions. The one thing that stuck out for me in the first half, and I don't know if anyone else noticed this as well, but under Chris Davis's system, and this has been true all the way back to the start of last season, we never ever see midfielders run ahead of the ball ever. But Iwata did today. Did you notice that in the first half about 3 or 4 times? And it added to our. I mean, I love it when midfielders run ahead of the ball, and I think it's in Iwata's game. I've always thought it's in his game, but obviously with the way that we play, but it didn't have add to the chaos. I mean, having a player run forward. I mean, there was 3 or 4 times. I mean, that one when he got into the box, he just couldn't get the ball across. But that wasn't the only time. We've never seen that under Davis's football. Never seen it. I love it. I love that type of football. I can watch that all.
And that's really good because I feel like we could talk about the second half. The second half is going to be a little bit probably more negative in the way that the sort of time dragged and the way that we played. But I actually think it's really interesting you saying that because there are signs that we are starting to adapt and evolve as a football team.
Oh, that's right. We're sprating.
Yeah, and it's only taken 33 games of this season, but the last couple of games, today, before we do move on to the second half, we talked about Beadle. So in the first half, Torre, who was for me Norwich's best player by a country mile, and when he came off, I was extremely relieved.
What was he taking him off for? I'd have been furious if that was
Clement. Yeah, well done, mate. Cheers. I just think. He made a wonderful save from an overhead kick.
No, it wasn't wonderful.
Yes, he did.
It was a standard save in the middle of the goal. Right. I don't know what you goalkeepers think. But a wonderful save is a save that.
What did I say? What did I say on the podcast about goalkeepers? Call me a purist. Call me old-fashioned. Call me whatever you want. Right? A goalkeeper's job is to keep the ball out of the net. Right?
Yeah, that's his job. I agree, but he doesn't get was a good called
Norwich's goal was unstoppable. So,
from Beadle's point of view, yeah.
I mean, it was unstoppable. It was an absolute rocket.
No, that's what I mean. From his point of view, I agree with you there. That's the first time I will agree with you on Beale. There's nothing he could have done about that. Panzo's header was poor, but anyway, we'll come on to. But no, I'm sorry, you can't call that excellent save. It was a bog standard down the middle of the saves. It was that. I mean, I don't want to go all Roy Keane, but that is a simple goal, a save for a goalkeeper to make. And I'm sorry, anyone that says it was excellent, I will have issue with it every time.
It was excellent. Anyway, let's move on to the second half before we start getting into what's out Beatles about again. So I think for the second half, I was sitting sort of at home watching the game, waiting for the second half to come. One thing I noticed about half time is half time seemed to go on for about 20 minutes, not just the bog standard 15. Maybe that was just me, maybe like looking at the time going, oh, I hope this is getting back, but I felt like I knew that they were going to come at us, and the commentary team made a really good point of it, that they were going to come at us. They were, and we let them play. We let them have the ball. We let Toure get into positions where he was going to cause us issues. He had a bit of a tussle with Clara. You know, they were singing, "You're not fit to referee." But obviously, when you're in the stands, you could kind of say, "You're not fit to referee." But actually, when you're watching it on TV, you're like, "Yeah, he's just trying to dive there and trying to get a bit of an advantage." The goal, I've already discussed this, was an absolute rocket. You don't stop those. Like, yes, there was defensive issues, but clean swipe, left peg, top corner, cannot complain.
I think the second half for me, I can kind of sum up in one or two things really. I felt that when Osman come on, that was the time to make all three substitutions. It was obvious that Vicente and Dutch were dead in the game. Like they were tired. You know, they expended that much energy in the first half.
Yeah.
And I felt that down that right-hand side from half-time, Bright was isolated against the winger. Dutch wasn't really off because we didn't have as much as the ball. Dutch doesn't offer anything into any kind of press. So they would just get in far too up the pitch. And ultimately, that's where the goal come from. I mean, yes, we probably should have defended the cross better, but ultimately it's from when we give a ball away with two very tired players that didn't track back. And ultimately we conceded. Now, we did make the changes that I would have made or I was screaming for. But I just kind of felt like we asked for a little bit of trouble. And when you've got 5 substitutions in a very high intense game that we played, we kind of set our own precedent for the second half rather than being able to get hold of the ball again. And I mean, it didn't help really that when we did work our socks off to get the ball back, they just basically gave it away again, which was unlike us in a lot of ways. I mean, definitely not like
Solis gave the ball away quite a bit today. But again, it's unlike him. I think there's a sort of nitpicking thing. It did feel long. It did feel like there was an impending doom around the feeling of it. But then what I love about this squad and I love about this team and I love about this new sort of revitalized Birmingham City since the transfer window, since that horror show in December where we were talking about whether or not Davis should be looking at his job, etc. I don't have those feelings. I mean, I never really had those feelings in the first place, but questions needed to be answered, and he's answered them. You know, we've gone. You know, we were talking about our away form. You know, and we'd only won like one away game. I think it was Preston, and then I can't remember. Was it Millwall we won away? I think. No, we got Millwall on Wednesday away. I can't remember who else it was that we won away, but we've now won 3 away games on the trot.
Yeah, so we won Sheffield Wednesday, Oxford, and obviously today.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's no disputing it. It is the best run of results that we've had in a season because we'd only won 2 games on the trot, which were 2 home games up until this point. So. Yeah. We are looking right. Look, we're in a fantastic position, and I think there's a few comments that got flying in.
Okay, let's get them on because I feel like even though the second half could have been talking about a bit of drama, that was actually really helpful.
Yeah,
I actually think it's a really good result.
Yeah, we got a message here. Oh, yeah. So I got into a bit of a chat with Scott Dan's son the other
Okay.
day, and he said, "This is Leo, who
Leo?
is Scott's son, and we've asked him to ask Scott if he'll come and do an interview with us. So come on, Leo, you can do it."
You know my thoughts on Scott
Leo
Dan.
Dan,
You know
but
my Scott.
it was off the back of that. But BFC had 2 tubs. Yeah, fantastic 20 minutes.
Yeah, couldn't. Panto needs to be starting it every game. Couldn't
I
agree.
agree with you there. I
Yeah.
thought he played very, very well today. And
Peter was solid.
I wouldn't go that far. That's where we're going to disagree.
No,
But,
he was. He was. He kept the ball. Apart from the screamer, he did his job, and that's all I can ask for him.
Yeah. And then Priska. Oh yes, before. I mean the chest. I mean I love that. I love that when he chested down and got his shot away, because I mean that's proper centre forward play that is. And
there was a point where Vicente, I think it was in the first half, I think it was just outside of our area. The ball went in the air and he took the ball down, and he sort of went in between the two Norwich players and won a free kick. And I was like, that first touch is everything. I think any footballer who dreams of being a footballer needs to watch that first touch, because that is beautiful. Panto has surprised me.
Yeah, and agree about. So, who do you agree with?
No,
me or Andre? It's obviously me. Everyone agrees with me about this.
Obviously.
Standard goalkeeper saves. I mean, we didn't save in the second half where you thought it was a brilliant double save. I disagree, because there shouldn't have been a second shot to save. He should have either caught it or palmed it outwards. I mean, you don't beat it back into your own 6-yard box.
But he dealt with it. He made a mistake and dealt with it. So therefore, he did a good job.
Oh, and the ladies have just scored. Yes, unfortunately, I was just saying before we come on air.
Yeah.
In my office, I haven't got a TV in here. I've only got iPad, so I can get YouTube up when they play on YouTube, but I can't see the TNT on the TV. So
I have a similar issue with the fact that I rarely get light in this kitchen, so let alone getting a TV. And obviously everybody,
that's got to be a typo. Sure.
No. BCFC Tubbs, I agree. I thought he was fantastic. I genuinely thought him and Panzo. Yeah, I think
6.8. I'll agree with that.
So I said 1-0 beforehand. We won 2-1. I think it's all coming together at the right time. We're hitting full head of steam. We've got Millwall next. If there's no more questions, unless Scott Dan wants to come on and I can pour my heart out.
I know there is something else that we need to talk about. Ethan Laird coming back.
Oh yes, of course.
So
I think Ethan Laird. I know that you're trying to listen to the game.
Yeah. Ethan Laird obviously come on. He looks energetic and strong. And I mean that it was mainly defending that he had to do, but just to see him there for 20 minutes as if he hadn't been away was fantastic. And
I mean, when you have someone who's been out for 5 months, and you could just see he just brings an energy. I know that obviously when in the season that we went down, he got a lot of flack from quite a few people who sat around me at the in the Tilton. Because he was just like, whoa. And for me, I agree. He is going to be like a new signing. I absolutely agree with that comment. I just think he brings an energy, something completely different. And also gives people like Bright, Iwata a bit of a chance to, we're talking about, we've got 13 games left. Plus, if we get into the playoffs, there's an extra 3 games because, we want to get to the final. We want to go up and win it.
On top of that, well, given our left back situation, and Ethan can play at left back if needed as well. But he has done at the start of this season and been equally good. I'm just looking forward to seeing that energy coming back down that side. I mean, Bright has done it. Don't get me wrong, but Lerdo's just got a different kind of energy to any of our other fullbacks, even Wagner. I mean, it's such a crying shame that he gets these injuries. That I mean, they're not just little ones either, are they? Just every time he's out, it's like three months.
And that's the thing. I think we've got Robinson coming back. He was on the bench today. Laird coming back on the pitch. Fantastic. And actually, we're getting our players back at the right time. I don't know much longer Cochrane's out. I think he's on the mend as well. It's interesting to see that. Kyogo was on the bench again today, but he's obviously got an injury. He's got a knock there, but how long he's going to be out for, they haven't really said.
He was at the game, but he wasn't on the bench. Kanya was on the bench.
Yeah. So I mean, he was off to the left of our bench. Yeah.
I mean that's good that he's travelling with the team as well. I like it when injured players travel with the team. I think that's important. But I mean, if we can stay relatively injury free, other than what we've got. I mean, I read somewhere that Lee Buchanan started training again this week. I mean, obviously, it doesn't mean he's anywhere near match fit, obviously, but to have him back in training is probably a big lift for the lads as well, because it's horrible when a player's out for such a long time at a club.
I agree. Anyway, I think if there's nothing more that's coming through, I think that's a perfectly timed sort of podcast.
So we will just go over our little schedule, because obviously midweek game changes our schedule a little bit. So we're going to come with a preview on Monday for Wednesday's game. We'll be live for the team news on Wednesday and live pretty much straight after, because we won't wait half an hour. We'll just go straight, because obviously it would be late. It'd be like nearly 10 o'clock. Some school teams, it's a school night for some people, isn't it?
It is a school night for some people. You're right. It is, yeah.
And we'll go into, obviously we're not playing then until the Monday, so we'll get the preview out on Friday, maybe Saturday. Just depends on our schedules between us. But busy week. Very, very, very happy with the 3 points.
Absolutely.
I just want a Priska goal now. That's all I want. We need a Priska goal.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X. Like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. I've been Andrew Clark and this has been Chris Edge. Up the Blues. Keep right on. Until next time, goodbye.
Take it easy.